Hello and welcome back to the Music Shack podcast with both
Ray, hi.
and Jack. And we're back and it's hype and there's so much chaos and we have literally deliberately not spoken about anything because of the
It's
fact
been torture.
yeah, it has been torture. But we're here and we're gonna speak about it now, which is good.
Yeah, because, well, there's no more torture in our lives, Jack. The tortured poets department era is over. And we are in the era of the life of the showgirl. Taylor Swift announced a new album. Very big news for us Swifties. Um, TS12, her 12th album. It's coming out October 3rd. How excited are you, Jack?
Like beyond excited. The first thing I said to you about this rollout and about this album is I feel so beyond parasocial that I've never been this
Yeah.
parasocial before. But I just
It's
feel excited about something that look, we after she announced that she'd got her masters back, we were all like, okay, well there's no re-recordings coming, so something has to come eventually. But they were on a break and like they were enjoying life, and we were like, okay, well it's not happening for a while, and it just feels like it's came out of nowhere really. But it's
Yeah.
also answered a lot of the things that we like have been like questioning and stuff over the Eras tour over like the last couple of years, and it feels finally really nice to get like we were right the whole time, but like we just didn't know how we were right or what would it
Yeah.
meant and like everything. But yeah, I don't
That's the
know.
thing
I'm
about
excited.
Easter eggs though. It's like it's always like that and people forget. It's like you can spend hours trying to figure out what something means and like that's the fun of it, but it'll always seem so obvious in retrospect. But anyway, let's go back to a few days ago. We're recording this on Thursday for reference. That's why we're late because we saw this on Tuesday when we were meant to record the podcast, that which the topic of we will not disclose but will record for next week. And then we were like, okay, well, we have to do this topic this week. So we're going to drop everything and record it on Thursday after everything's been announced. But I, on Tuesday, am going home from work. I'm on the train home from work, and Jack sends me a text of like screenshots of Taylor Nation being like, oh, I forget the wording now. It's like, oh, thinking about when she said, see you in the next era. And it's like 12 pictures of her in orange.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fucking kill me. Like, why don't you just kill me? Like, this. And at first I was like so in denial. I was like, oh my God, like we obviously know her next album is going to be like Glitter Gel Pen. We already guessed it was going to be orange. Okay, this is so obvious. We know. But like, she wouldn't do this now. Like, it's going to be a summer album. It's going to come out in like April, May next year. Like, they're just being annoying. That was my first
Yeah.
thought, which just seems so stupid in hindsight.
But I think it's valid. Like it's this. I don't know. It feels the thing that felt super strange to about it to me was TS like TS Nation, like Taylor Swift Nation. I've never ever like done this. Like it doesn't feel like I don't. From what I can remember, like they've never just straight out been like the first ones to like massively tease something and that like that directly before.
No.
Like we all know what the color orange means. Like we've all been there. We've all been speculating about it. They know how much like we bring it up and like how many times they've referenced it in certain ways, but they've just never been this super blunt about it. And like the way that they chose the photos like was really interesting, and all they chose like now thinking of it, like 12 photos and then the last one being like the during the acoustic with Sabrina, and it was like, okay, well this is a bit like, why is Sabrina the only one featured? And it's like, okay, so there's obviously something here, but it is like that strange where I don't think I've ever straight up been like, shit, like Taylor Nation are like referencing something that's happening like this soon, because it just doesn't. They've never been that direct with it. I don't think, from what I can remember.
No. that's why I think I was like, oh, I don't believe this. And then you also sent me that picture of how Republic Records liked the New Heights picture
Yeah.
of them being like, oh, we have a special guest on the podcast. And I was like, oh, there's no way Taylor's going on the podcast. Like, maybe she's going on the podcast, but like these two things are unrelated. Like, she wouldn't go on the podcast to announce her album. Maybe she would just go on it for shits and giggles, but she wouldn't do her album announcement there. So like, this has nothing to do with each other. That was like me being so naive, thinking I actually understand anything. But like, we were so wrong. Or I was so wrong.
Well, it's like, so we'll obviously get into like the podcast stuff, but yeah, it kind of came out. There was like a thumbnail where it was like Jason and Travis, and they usually obviously have the guest in the middle, and it was like blacked out, and like people were referencing this like press photo, this press photo from like the director's thing that Taylor was in, and it like lined up quite well, and people were like, oh, like come on, like really? And then there was a countdown that started on the website, and then people are like, okay, well, is that what they're gonna count down? But then the episode, like, then the countdown was still counting down by the time that New Heights had revealed who it was going to be, and that was on the 12th. And then so the countdown was still going on until it was like the release of the podcast, because the release happened last night, or like what, 7 p.m. on the 13th, for everybody in the US,
Mm-hmm.
and then like 12 a.m. 12 p.m. 12
Midnight.
Yeah, that's easier. I always get confused by that. Midnight, for like at least us, it was 7 p.m. ET, and then so the countdown ended then. So when it released, and then obviously this shop updated, blah blah blah. But yeah, it was just like, okay, well, what else is coming? But we kind of knew something was happening. But they announced that Taylor was going on New Heights. But as the countdown kept counting down near the end, like the last 2 hours, like these little like boxes with like locks on them to reference like what it kind of was already like on the website. God, I'm getting confused. So the website showed a countdown, and then that stopped, and then it changed to like this different countdown that had this the orange door at the end of the Eras tour, like slowly raising from the top of the website down, and every hour, not every like 50 minutes for the last 4 hours, a box appeared, but like around that countdown to be like
One of the variants.
yeah, to be like one of the variants. So at the end of the countdown was 4, and then the website opened. But yeah, I don't know, this podcast thing is really weird, because when it first was announced, I think both reactions were quite similar. We were like, Taylor has never mind an interview. Like, Taylor has just never done, like, not done an interview in years, but like never mind that, she's never done a podcast, and it just doesn't seem like something that she would do, because like Taylor like really likes to keep her private life private. And like a
that's
podcast,
what we thought.
well, yeah, she revealed a lot on the podcast, but like still little like references to like,
oh yeah,
like things, like kind of calling out us still to be like, look, Easter eggs are Easter eggs, but like they also will never relate back to my real life. So she's still making that like thing, but it just felt super weird to like see her in that place and like speaking so candidly to, like, just having a conversation with her literal, like, her boyfriend, and like, I don't know, I just feel like we've never, I don't know, I feel so strange about it, because it felt so strange, because we've never like had that, like, that much of like I don't think we've ever seen Taylor speak to like our partner, or like at least in that way.
Not like that. Like, obviously we've seen them, like, I don't know, talking at award shows or whatever, but like, or like, I don't know, Calvin Harris's Snapchats.
Yeah, that's actually that is true. It was like strange. That's a
not
throwback.
to traumatize us, but like, I think, okay, go rewinding a little bit.
Yeah,
we had the first. No, you just went through a lot of things, and I just want to go back and mention a couple of things that I wanted to say. But we had the first countdown on Tuesday night. That was like the countdown to them announcing that she has a new album, because they had that clip from New Heights that was like, oh, my new album, The Life of the Showgirl, And then the cover was blurred, and then obviously we had the pre-order on Taylor's website to get, and so that was cool and all. And I was sleeping during all of this, by the way. Jack was spam messaging me.
Oh, don't. I needed to get up for work at 8 a.m. and I didn't go to sleep till 2. Well, I was trying to go to sleep, and then I'd seen that, and I was like, oh, God, I can't sleep. And then I ended up getting like 2 hours of sleep, but it's fine. It's okay.
That's so funny. But I woke up to that. But it was crazy. I was like, what the fuck? A new album. Like, I kind of knew, but like, what the fuck? And then, but the thing that bothered me at that time was she didn't make a tweet that was like, my new album, that this, The Life of a Showgirl is available for pre-order. Like, she didn't say anything. She just reposted the clip from New Heights. And I was like, there's no way that Taylor's whole rollout for this album is going to be about her boyfriend's podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Like, we're not here to talk about whether we're fans of her and Travis or not. Like, that is besides the point. And I know we said we don't talk about drama, but this is like a little bit of a thing that I want to say, is that my initial thought when I saw this, and I saw that, and my mind has changed today, but my initial thought was, oh, why is she doing this? That's not very, like, independent woman of her to make an album that's obviously about her. At that time, we didn't know anything about it, but it's called The Life of a Showgirl. This album is about her life on the Eras Tour, seemingly, obviously, from the title, and she is going on her boyfriend's podcast to announce it. Like, I was excited about the idea of her going on a podcast and getting to hear her chat for 2 hours, but I was like, maybe it should be something more to do with you. Like, in the Lover era, when she announced Lover, she did it on an Instagram Live, and it's like, that's very authentic, but also it is about you. It's on your Instagram, on your platform, you know? And like, okay, I like it more than the award show stuff, to be honest, but I was kind of like iffy about it. I was like, this doesn't feel right from like the perspective. But then it's also like the other thing of like, she can do whatever the fuck she wants. And we shouldn't be telling her not to associate with men for like girl power.
Well, I kind of thought like that at first, and then I don't know if you've seen the quote that came out, or like this source came out. Don't know if this is real or not, but this is like, it's massively been like reported as being like this real thing. And it was that a source told Entertainment Today, I don't know what source what outlet it was originally, but that Taylor Swift wanted to announce The Life of a Showgirl to support Travis Kelce and his platform, just as he's always championed her. She wanted to save the news of her album for his podcast as a way of supporting Travis and his platform, just as he always championed her. Taylor feels completely at ease with Travis. They see each other as true partners in every sense. And it was like, she was just excited to see what, like, they have in store.
I think it's different. Like, if she had been like, oh, I'm going on New Heights like a month from now, and she was going to talk about the album and everything on to promote it, like, I probably wouldn't have blinked twice. I would have been like, oh, that's really nice, and I'm going to listen to that, you know?
Yeah.
But I felt like the announcement was kind of like separating from the fact that this is her album. But again, like, that to skip forward now, like, to go to when the podcast actually released, which was at midnight on the 13th, that we had the countdown, like you mentioned, and then the shop updated with like the cover art and the variants. But then the podcast also released at the same time. When the podcast came out and I actually listened to it, I was like, this was really good. This was really nice to get to hear her talk for 2 hours so candidly, to get to hear so much information about the album. Like, so we don't have to just sit here and like have one, 5-word tweet and the 30-second speech of her at an award show talking about the album and have to guess every other detail about it. Like, we have a lot of information today to talk about, which we will get into in the future. So I think my mind changed when I listened to the podcast, and I was like, she got to do this because she wanted to have a medium where she could chat for 2 hours,
Yeah.
feel 100% herself because she's sitting next to her boyfriend who was holding her hand the whole time and, like, you know, was, like, giving her a hug every time she got emotional, so she was able to talk about things that would probably have been hard for her had she, like, I don't know, gone on a late night show and had this discussion or whatever, or gone on, like, another random podcast.
Yeah.
And she got to tell us lots of details about the album, feel super comfortable while doing it. And so now I think I had the wrong perspective going into it, because I think the reason that she chose this wasn't because, like, oh, it's her boyfriend, and, like, the album is about her boyfriend, which is, like, a super superficial way to look at it. It was because she wanted for us, the fans, to be able to hear her in, like, a comfortable setting, and for her to share all this with us, but also it be a medium where she could control and she could feel 120% comfortable. And I'm really happy that that was the case.
Yeah.
So my mind has completely changed after listening to it.
But I think your thinking was, like, reason, and it makes, like, a lot of sense, like, originally, and even now it still makes a lot of sense. Like, that is something that honestly is probably, like, done quite a lot, and, like, shouldn't be, and it makes no sense to be for someone who is like, so vocal and stuff about just, like, being your own person and, like, and fucking, like, doing things for your own self and stuff. So, like, I think that makes so much sense to have that reaction initially, because that is, like, the thoughts, and even now you can still have those thoughts after seeing it. I just think there is that, like, with that aspect of it, and after seeing it, yeah, she seems like a lot more, like, she's able to actually have her own time and, like, I don't know, just speak about things as much as she wants to, and not be, like, restricted to, like, what our team wants her to do. And there was reports that came out and that about her team weren't super happy about it, but again, these might not be true. But, like, I can understand that side of it as well, because, like, metrics wise, yeah, does it make as much sense as an award show? Like, maybe not, but it also kind of does, because, like, I mean, there was how many people watching live last night? Like, so many.
I think it peaked at 1.3 million,
Yeah.
and I think the episode now has, like, 9 million views, which is, like, most of their other episodes get, like, 500,000 views. So it's not like, but I think the point is like, there's not a lot of extra reach, but, like, she doesn't need extra reach. Like, everyone knows about her. People liked her Twitter post, and okay, not everyone's going to listen to the podcast, and people will just see her post on Instagram, but, like, who cares? Like, I think the reality of it is everyone will see the Instagram post who will listen to the album, but the people who really care to learn more information will listen to the podcast. And so I don't think from, like, her team's perspective, it's kind of, like, a stupid thing to say, but I think we should move on to talk about the actual contents of the podcast.
We do ramble.
So we're trying to rein it in so that, you know, we don't have to make you guys listen to a 2-hour episode, because that's what we do. But I think let's start with the chat in the podcast about her masters, because that's kind of where they started in the episode as well. I want to say, like, seeing her get emotional about getting her masters back made me really emotional.
Yep.
But also goes back to the point of, like, she wouldn't have been able to have that candid of a conversation about her masters with us without her boyfriend next to her, because she probably would have just started bawling her eyes out. But anyway, like, moving on. It just shows how much this meant to Taylor, and I'm so happy that, like, as fans, we were able to support her in that, and it was really very sweet.
Yeah, I think I got a bit emotional, but I think, I don't know, it was really sweet to, I guess, hear it so authentically just from her, and not, like, this shortened version that she would have to speak on, like, I don't know, like, what other platform, or, like, through text. And we kind of got a bit more details about it. Like, it was just her mum and her brother that went to, like,
Yeah, that was so cool
Yeah.
to hear about.
And like, I don't know, I think there was that genuine emotion, even though weren't like, even though it wasn't the direct moment where she got them back, but you can tell how much it means to her, because how she speaks about it is so fleshed out, and like so like it just seems like the retelling she told is genuinely how it went down, and like how like excited and how much it meant to her. And then for like Jason to go on and ask like a lot more questions, like the way she passionately spoke about like every part of it, and like how much you could just tell how much she cared, like shun through, and like how much this actually means to her.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I it was obviously a lot for us, but even in that text post you could tell that there was obviously a lot she couldn't say, or like, I mean, she didn't have the time to like fully list everything, but I just think to have that connection to it as well, through like an actual video form or text or vocal form, where we can sense the emotion through that, and just, I don't know, I think it was really sweet to hear it, and like to give her space, like, because they could have cut it really down, right? They could have done like an hour podcast and only spoke about the new album and pretty much like the tour or whatever, things that would get clicks, which the masters do get, like would get that, but to give her so much time to just genuinely like speak about it was like really nice.
It was good.
Yeah.
And like, I will say that like Jason asked most of the questions, obviously.
Yeah.
He did a really good job of like asking the right questions, and also giving Taylor space to like let the interview go where she kind of wanted it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he got guidelines from her team on what to ask and stuff, but like he did a really good job of making it seem like just kind of a conversation while also still, you know, asking questions. But it was really good. I also, like you said, I loved like the bits in the episode about like the sourdough starter and like her
Those
parents,
puns
and
were so good.
so good. And just like learning a little bit more about her and Travis's relationship, her relationship with Travis's family, like the little bits about how, you know, she sews for Jason's kids, and like I know that it's so parasocial to be like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with that. The sourdough bit was the best. But it just like, it's very humanizing. Like, I think with Taylor especially, less so with other celebrities, but with Taylor especially, like she's been in the limelight for so long, and she has been out of public attention publicly in terms of like paparazzi and all that, like for a really long time. She doesn't, you know, share her private life very much. And so to just hear like those very normal things of her like making bread with her boyfriend, which is like something I would do on the weekend, it's just like, it's humanizing and it's relatable. And I know we always joke about how we're in an era of fake authenticity, but it didn't seem fake, is my point. And it seemed like really nice, and just the way that we got the information we wanted on like the masters and the tour, but we also got some like other cute tidbits about her life and what she's been doing for the last 8 months while she's not been on tour.
Yeah, she loafing him with bread was like her personal favorite.
Oh my god. And then when Travis was like, I don't know that song, I was like, excuse me, you're dating her.
Come
Get
on.
with the program.
Yeah, it was when they, oh my god, they spoke so candidly about how they like met and stuff as well, and it's like the whole thing of like Travis being like, yeah, you didn't even like contact my team to like go and try and meet me, you like, and he was like, well, I just didn't think about that. And it's like, it's so funny.
Like, I know the lady at the elevator.
Yeah, that's so, I just can imagine, like, I don't know, it's cool. Like, I don't know. I'm getting parasocial. I need to stop.
Yeah, we're being parasocial, Jack. Let's get back.
Look, I love, and you can just tell, like, he is someone who feels so much the exact same as she does, and it's so nice because I feel like she's so often, like, maybe on the like the other scale of it. But yeah, I don't know. I think she said like a bunch of really nice things on it, like the whole thing of just her talking about like life and like giving really good advice, and even just sharing some about like Scott wasn't doing great
Yeah, like stuff like that she wouldn't say.
No, which
I
is
don't know.
I don't know. That was where I was like, this is weird to hear this, but like also really nice that everybody's okay, and like even just the fact that her mum's got like a new knee, I was like, okay, that's cool. Like no, like anyway, but she said she mentioned like energy and like talking about like how she feels about online and like everything, and I think that was really nice because she was like, yeah, just see your energy as like a luxury item, like not everyone can afford it. So she's like, I don't know, it just feels like she's in such a good space, and that's really nice to hear because God, fucking after the years she's had, like it's not been.
It's actually crazy that like she's had this massive blow up. Obviously she was big before, but like everyone's talking about her a lot more than she did than, you know, in Folklore Evermore times. And not just that, the last time she was in that kind of spotlight, like between 1989 and Reputation, that obviously went as we know it went. And to hear her have like such a healthy relationship with herself, her family, and also the internet, which she talked about a lot, and her fan base, and like not have any of this stuff like really negatively affect her life, it's kind of crazy, and it's good on her because I don't know how she fucking does it.
I honestly, I don't know. I have like 200 followers, and I can hardly fucking pretend to like act like it's a different thing.
We're famous, guys. Like the Music Shack is so famous, we can't handle all the
Taylor's
hate
coming on
comments
next week, guys. It's kind of crazy. She's on a podcast
some love
run.
Comments.
Put some love hearts in the chat below, guys. Come on. So on the podcast she obviously announced the album, the track list showed the photos, oh my god, are like sick. The shoot is so cool. People are hating on it, and I've seen a lot of Billy fans hating on it. I'm like, okay bro. But the song titles,
it was nice.
There's 12 tracks. The Fate of Ophelia, Elizabeth Taylor, Opalite, Father Figure, Eldest Daughter, Ruin the Friendship, Wish List, very important, there is $2 for the S's in that, Wood, like the tree, like tree wood, like bark, Cancelled, Honey, and The Life of a Showgirl featuring Sabrina Carpenter. Very important note, there is no extra tracks or deluxes coming, which is, thank God.
So happy. I am so happy she just said that outright. I cannot deal with the stupid ass theories anymore, guys. Like, she did that for Midnight, she did that for TTPD, and I was telling Jack earlier, like, I think Midnights and TTPD were like almost combined in their own era. They were together, and they were just brain dumps for her at a time when she was going through a lot of trauma and change in her life. And then this is gonna be coherent, succinct pop anthems, and we are so excited. I'm sorry, but 12 tracks, Sabrina Carpenter's on one of them.
I'm quite excited about
titles
that.
Sound incredible, and they're all produced by Max Martin and Shellback. Like, I am so sorry. Like, I love Jack Antonoff, I love Aaron Dessner, but I am so excited for some Swedish pop music, guys.
The only thing I think about it is I wish there was a little bit more tracks, because it feels like this is the last time we'll hear from her in like for quite a while, right? With the fact that the no re-recordings are coming with no vault tracks potentially, but like it just feels like this is the last time we're going to hear from her. So to have like 11 tracks, well 12, but like the one with Sabrina, like I don't know, like we don't know how much they'll actually be on that. I'm a bit sad because I'm like, oh, okay, what's the track length going to be? Like, I hope they're lengthy tracks. Like, I just want to hear her songwriting and like, I don't know.
So, I think some of them will be lengthy. I think she keeps mentioning on the podcast the number 47.
Yeah.
So I think it might be 47 minutes long potentially. Because what else would that mean? But maybe I'm being dumb. But yeah, if it's 47 minutes long, that's pretty long for a 12-track album. I think the idea is I don't mind a 12-track album as long as it feels complete. And like Lord's album was short, but I could listen to that album every fucking day forever, so I don't care that there's no deluxe or whatever. And I am hoping that this album will be the same. Why are you upset about the Sabrina thing? Please elaborate on that, by the way, because I don't get it.
What? In what way? Like what I just said about
The
it
feature.
being like.
Yeah, like I aren't you excited to have Sabrina on the album, or am I not?
No, I just like I said there like the 11 tracks because we're not going to count the last one because we don't know how much she's going to get on there. But then when I said sad originally, it's because there was only 12 tracks. But I don't know how I feel about the Sabrina stuff. I don't know. I just kind of like I don't know. I'm not sure like the sound it's going to be because Sabrina's in a completely different, I feel like, space at the minute. So I just don't know like what she's going to bring into it and like how that'll affect the track and like what the sound of that track will be. And because it's the closer of the track, like closer of the album, like I hope it just rounds off cohesive. I'm excited to hear what they have to say together. I just don't know how it's going to be like in comparison to the rest of the tracks and the cohesiveness and stuff. I'm not hating on Sabrina, guys. Not hating on Sabrina.
I was really wondering what that track like was this a track that was written that was meant to be on Sabrina's upcoming album Mammoth's Best Friend, or was it a track that was meant to be on Taylor's album? I know that they probably just wrote this track together and it probably just fit better on Taylor's album versus Sabrina's, but it does make you wonder, like for example us with Gracie and Taylor, like that could have gone on the Tortured Poets Department, but it went on Gracie's album. I don't know the exact timing of that, like how it would have worked, but
like Showgirl,
this
the
song
theming
could
of
have gone on
Showgirl
Sabrina's album,
and the alternate art of is it alternate art Man's Best Friend, where like they're like all suited and booted and stuff. It gives very similar vibes. So yeah, I don't know if it could have been an original. Like it could have just been something they wrote together and then Taylor was like, this fits the picture of my album, so I'm gonna put it on my album, and that's fine. But I don't think that means we're gonna get more Sabrina or more Taylor or vice versa. I think it means that we'll get more, like, I think it'll be good. Their voices fit well together. I love Sabrina, I love Taylor, I'm excited. But I was gonna say, you're scared that it's only 12 tracks, but Max Martin, okay, he did all of Ariana's most recent album, Eternal Sunshine, buying an album.
and I think Ariana's, and obviously that album has like, with the deluxe, it has like 19 tracks, maybe more than that.
I will check.
19 tracks, I think, with the deluxe. But I still think that album feels very coherent. The sound feels very coherent, and Max Martin produced the whole thing. So if it's anything like that, and I am very excited. I don't think the sound's going to be the same because their vocals are different. Their, vibe is different. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, Max Martin really knows how to make a cohesive album regardless of the artist that he's working with. So I'm excited because I know that you're like, I want more, but I felt like the Tortured Poets Department was really, really good.
Yeah, too long though.
But it also just felt like a brain dump for Taylor, which is what she needed at the time.
Yeah.
But, like, an album isn't a brain dump. It should be carefully selected. Which is like what this seems like it is, and what she talked about on the podcast about it make it seem like that is exactly what it is. Like, this was made in the mind of, this is the project I want to make, and then working the songs around that, which will mean it'll be an incredibly cohesive album. So I'm very excited. Yeah,
it's definitely a concept album. Like, it's not just like a what's the word, a compilation album like TTPD was. Like, it's I am excited. I'm just like, I'm always scared when we come into something new because I'm just like, I do not know what it's gonna sound like, how it's going to be and how it's going to go. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I trust Max. I'm just excited, but I don't know, the track names and like theming around things are always like up for question, because we can fully determine them as something else, but then when Taylor puts her pen to the paper or glittery pen to the paper, then it turns into something else. So I don't know. It's just I
Mm-hmm.
always get stressy, but I think I'm excited. The only one I was like, I wonder how it's going to close off as the collab track. Just because I don't know. I just Taylor's really good at closing albums with like a really nice monologue. So to have like a collab as the last track, I'm like, oh, I thought that would have been somewhere else in the album. We knew it was coming. Like
It might
the
be
theory
like, I
was like
mean,
Gaga and stuff, and like there was this whole thing. So we knew like
I
something was going
know.
to be the case. Still waiting on that Selena collab, but I doubt that's ever going to happen. And I was just like, it could be anywhere in the album. I just really, I just love
Mm-hmm.
closers where you like, it feels like the last thing they're saying to you is like, just all them. But like, I'm excited to
Yeah.
hear it. Um,
Yeah, I think we'll judge it when we hear it
yeah,
at the end of the day. I do want to move on to the album cover though, because she did talk about that on the podcast as well, and I thought it was interesting what she said. A lot of people are hating on the album cover
yeah, I think
online,
it's cool.
saying that like some of the alternate pictures are better. I would say that I like the album cover. I think I was kind of like expecting this big like something similar to what's on the alternate covers with like her in this like showgirl costume on stage,
Yeah,
all bedazzled. That's what I was expecting when I heard the album announcement. But when I listened to the podcast and she explained like she wanted this to be like this is her in the tub after the end of a show. Um, it's profound and thoughtful and super cool. I think that's such a good concept, and it aligns with what she said was the theming of the album, like, you know, her life off of the stage when she's on tour, which is um, interesting. And what do you think about the album cover, Jack?
I really like it. I was it's different to like what Taylor usually does, and like I fuck with that. It's really cool. I like the
Mm-hmm.
little sort of like shards of glass like styling, and like these really like, I'm a big fan of these sort of like differently like mixed media placed like things, or like zoom in like shots of like these
Mm-hmm.
crop shots layered over like other areas. I think they're really cool. And it's a style that's come about a lot more in the last couple like years, and it's cool how they've represented it here. And I don't know like if that wasn't the cover, what one I would have preferred. Like I like them all. I think they're really cool, but I just
Yeah.
think the original makes so much sense, and for what it was meant to be, and like what her she's trying to get across with the album. There is four versions. We can I guess just running through them quickly. There's the OG, which is Life of a Showgirl, which is the tagline is sweet and vanilla perfume, um, and with like the likes of 1989 and another album. I swear I don't know. There's four different collective CDs, TTPD as well. Um, there's four different collective CDs that come with different things, and um, they're really generous this time. Wildly generous. This
Mm-hmm.
doesn't feel. So me and Ray spoke about this like months ago. With the new launch of like merch and stuff, there's like a completely different. It feels like there's a completely different team or like different complete idea about what they want the merch to be and how they want it to be styled and what they want it to look like and fit like and everything. So it seems like they're going like this massively different direction with everything. And with this like launch of these tracks, it also provides us with a lot more than they usually provide us. So I feel like, are
Yeah.
we finally winning after years of having really shit merch, like in places where like sometimes it was horrible, but like these are really
Yeah.
cool. So each collective CD, they're now sold out except from the original one. It comes with like a jewel case with collectible front and back cover art, one disc with collectible disc artwork, 8-page booklet that includes never seen before photos and lyrics, 3-sided photo cards on high gloss cardstock, we envelopes, and they feature an exclusive image and lyrics selected by Taylor, a glittery like box with the color of the
jewelry
like,
box.
yeah, and then it comes with 2 keychains / bag charms, and the different versions are the sweet and vanilla perfume that come with like this violet eye and TS logo charm. It's frightening, comes with this like TS logo and like this red heart with like a thing through it with TS on it. It's rapturous, comes with an actually romantic charm and a letter, like with an orange like seal on it. It's beautiful, comes with an opalite charm and like a TS charm thing as well. So I don't know, it's really cool to see, and I don't know, really cool, and I like the shots and I love the photos that have come out. Some of them are like
me too,
really really sick, and some
I
of
will
them
just say
sick. Yeah,
like I saw someone online say just on the merch point that like it comes with the jewelry box obviously, and someone saying that like previously you would pay like the same amount as the CD for a jewelry box and now you get it included.
Yeah.
And so it's actually super nice how much they're giving you. So they're sold out now, so if you missed out, I'm sorry.
They'll
but
probably
they
be
might
in stock at some point.
They will, like, you never believe things are super limited edition with Taylor's merch site, but we'll see what happens, to be honest. But yeah, that's the life of a showgirl, coming out on October 3rd. So we will be here giving our full album review then, so please be here. Subscribe if you want to hear that, if you want to hear our reactions to lots of other music, if you want to be here when we listen to the album. And I think, well, we won't be listening to it live, I don't think, but we will be doing an episode about our thoughts on all the tracks for sure. The one thing I want to leave us on is an Easter egg that I saw on Instagram that I 120% believe is real.
Okay.
It is about the 12 tracks of the album and the vibe of every one of the 12 tracks.
Okay.
That every single picture, Taylor Nation posted 12 pictures on their Instagram.
Okay.
And the last one is her and Sabrina.
Yeah.
And that every picture in that album represents one of the tracks. And the 5th picture, the thing that made me really believe this is that the 5th picture in that, also if you've seen me on my phone during the episode, I have Instagram, so I'm just looking at the pictures on my phone. I'm sorry, it's not that
She's
I'm not
just bored
listening
of
to
me
Jack.
talking, that's
that the 5th picture in that carousel is Taylor on the piano during
sad song
Evermore. Champagne Problems, track 5, always a sad song. Eldest daughter. But also, someone said that, remember in the European Eras Tour shows, halfway through she started playing this interlude, right before she started the Folklore Evermore piano section. And it was like a minute long. She'd play this little interlude, and everyone's like, that is that track. That is what that track is going to be.
God, I hate her.
And I actually believe that might be true. So go back and listen to that interlude so that when you're listening to the album, you might think about it, and go through the carousel because you might be able to get the vibe of certain tracks based on the carousel.
Yo, that fits because track 5 is obviously always the sad song, and track 6 is always like this little like lift and endearment of like after coming out of a really sad moment, and this like euphoria that comes after it. And the 6 is her like like not crying but like happy, like crying, like thing, bro.
Yeah.
Wild, because that means there is a lot of really fierce looking tracks in here, and there is a lot of also like guitar and
and then there's like a willow picture, so like something like that. Oh my god. Anyway, this is why you always listen to the end of the podcast, because you get crazy intel like this that you don't get at the start. So, some treats for our fans who are here till the end. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. We will be back next week with something not Taylor related, unless she does something crazy and releases a single or something. Then we'll probably talk about that.
Honestly, yeah, we might need to do a breakdown of what we think the tracks and stuff are going to be like.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that. So
yeah,
we might do that.
We're going to go now and walk out the orange door behind us. But remember, guys, stop loafing around and like and subscribe.
Real. Thanks for listening.
Goodbye.
Bye.